this out if you guys need it. This is what we're gonna, I'm just gonna read this under the committee policy review. So
Is that two things?
you should have a copy of it already, but
I probably do, yeah.
so that clock, I've seen it on in here, just like counting down is the control over there. And then I didn't see it at the last meeting.
Have the remote
So it just sets to 5 minutes? Oh, okay.
reset.
Because when I've seen it, it's been like just giving the time. So
Yeah.
everything has a remote now.
Yep.
Like I got a lamp
It's new.
downstairs and I could not find, they all came with remote controls. I'm like, I don't need a remote control for a lamp.
Well, and ironically, now they're taking the remotes back away.
Yeah.
So
They
we just got a new ceiling fan that came with one.
Yeah.
But they encourage you to use the Alexa integration and everything.
Oh.
So we've just been doing that. So I just, turn on the phone or turn on the fan with voice control, change the speed
no,
by
that's not
telling
for
it,
me.
hey, I'm changing the
No,
fan
I
to
could
30%.
not, I was like, I don't need.
Don't get any speakers because I'm not sure how to.
Press and hold.
That was our other hurricane impact as they reconnected us a week later.
All right, everybody, it's 10 o'clock, so I think everyone's here. We're going to go get started. I will call this meeting to order, the first meeting of the Library Materials Reconsideration Committee, and we are going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so first on the agenda is our welcome and introductions, and so we will start over here to my right. If you could just introduce yourself.
I'm Tom O'Shea. I've been living in the city for like 10 years now, and I'm really excited to be on the board.
Okay, my name is Susan Hurley. I'm the library director. I've worked for the city of Oldsmar for almost 21 years, so welcome everybody and thanks for coming.
I'm Kelly O'Brien. I've been a resident since early 2000s. Love the library and I'm glad to be here too.
I'm Andrew Keller. I've been a resident since 2018. That's about it for me, yeah.
Hi, I'm Ginger Tadaszewski. I've been a resident for a long time, and I've lost count of how many years. Very excited. I'm a big library supporter, and I'm very excited to be here.
Okay, great. So next on our agenda is the selection of chair and vice chair for the group. Anybody want to be chair?
I nominate Ginger.
No,
No.
I nominate Kelly O'Brien because she sat on things before, and she happens to be in the middle seat, which is a sign of destiny that she's meant to be the chair of this committee, but that is my nomination.
Does it make sense that you're the chair though, or no?
No.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
not. I'm going to abstain from being chair.
Do we have
So
a
we
second?
have
I'll second it.
a second, okay. And what about, so we have Kelly O'Brien as the chair and we need a vice chair. Any nominations?
I could do it.
Yes,
Okay.
I agree.
Can I get a motion for, would someone like to make a motion?
So
Andrew?
we would just need a second for that
Okay.
nomination?
Yeah, I nominate Andrew Keller for vice chair,
Okay.
and now we need a second.
Second.
Okay, and then can we please have a vote for both vice chair and the chair?
Okay.
Aye.
Does everyone agree?
Yes. Aye.
All in favor, aye.
All right, so I know you're the chair now, but the next thing on the agenda is the committee policy review, which I'm going to do. So you all got a copy of this. I'm just going to go through and read it so we have it on the record. The purpose of the Oldsmar Public Library Materials Reconsideration Group. The Oldsmar Public Library is dedicated to providing a diverse and inclusive collection that fulfills the informational, educational, and recreational needs of our community. Our collection reflects a wide range of viewpoints, ensuring that patrons have access to varied perspectives. We carefully select materials to cater to the diverse interests and preferences of our community, upholding each individual's right to access these resources. While our collection is designed to serve in a comprehensive manner, we recognize that not all materials will appeal to every patron. The library policy outlines the procedures for individuals to request the reconsideration of materials in the library's collection. Our guiding principles. Number 1, intellectual freedom. The library upholds the principles of intellectual freedom as outlined by the American Library Association's Library Bill of Rights, freedom to view, and the freedom to read statements. Number 2, diversity of collection. The library strives to include materials that represent a wide range of viewpoints and experiences. The selections are made by professional librarians holding a master's in library science degree. And number 3, patron responsibility. It is the responsibility of library patrons to choose what is appropriate for themselves and their dependents. Section 3, request for reconsideration. Any Oldsmar resident with a library card account in good standing may request the reconsideration of any material. The following steps outline the reconsideration process. Number 1, informal discussion. Residents are encouraged to discuss their concerns with library staff before submitting a formal request. Often, concerns can be resolved informally. Number 2, formal request submission. If concerns remain after the informal discussion, patrons may submit a request for review of library materials form available at the library. The completed form must include specific information about the material in question and the reasons for the request. The form should be submitted to the library director. Formal requests will only be accepted for materials that have not already been reviewed by the Reconsideration Committee. If the material has undergone review from the Reconsideration Committee, the requester will be provided with the decision made by the committee. Number 3, the review process. Upon receipt of the request, the library director will acknowledge the submission and initiate a review. A Reconsideration Committee will be appointed by the City Council and will consist of 5 members, 4 residents of Oldsmar and the library director. Members of the Reconsideration Committee will be appointed for a 3-year term, meeting only when a formal request submission has been submitted. The committee will review the material in its entirety, consider the library's selection criteria, and evaluate the concerns raised by the patron. Number 4, decision. The Reconsideration Committee will issue a written decision within 30 days of receiving the formal request. The patron will be notified in writing of the committee's decision and the basis of the decision. Number 4, outcome of reconsideration. The Reconsideration Committee may decide to retain the material in the collection, reclassify the material, or remove the material from the collection. And number 5, record keeping. A record of each request for reconsideration and the resulting decisions will be maintained by the library director. This record will include the completed request form, the committee's written decision, and correspondence with the patron. We will be meeting the first Friday of the month on an as-needed basis, and the next meeting is scheduled for Friday, March 7th at 10 a.m.
Do we have anything in consideration right now?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
We do have a submission.
okay, so that'll be discussed
That's what we
at
will
the
be discussing at the next meeting, yes.
Okay. Are we supposed to know the title of the book now?
No, I'll bring the materials.
Gotcha, okay.
Yes, at the next meeting.
Okay. Is there a process by which we'll be notified or given a heads up so we can review in advance, or is that something that we'll talk about at the next one? Do you know?
I do not know. Do we know if we would be able to give them the materials?
Is there anything in the policy about?
No, no.
And the question is, if we have a book that someone is asked to be reconsidered, should we not be reading the book?
Yes, yes, I think, because in the, yeah, we will,
Okay.
I think that's,
I think they would add it to the agenda, like the book titles, and
Yeah.
they'll be in the agenda. packet if you want to.
okay,
We would add that to the agenda, the book
Okay.
title.
okay. And then we can get the materials and they can get them from the library, right?
I think one of the things that it was, we weren't supposed to take them out of the, maybe?
Out of the collection, but you can still
Yeah.
check them
Right,
out.
yeah.
I mean, you could still
No,
check the books
right.
out, yeah, yeah. That's fine, so, yeah, you can still check the books out of the library once you know what the titles are.
Okay.
Yes,
And when you
because
buy,
if
when
we-
you buy a book, if it's under reconsideration, how many copies do you have at the library? Is it enough for all of us to check
We can
it?
request additional copies from other,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
you know, libraries in the county, if they have them.
Question, another question, sorry.
Yes.
Question. So when we get a reconsideration and we know the title of the book, and of course, we're going to read the book before we discuss it, what's the time frame for that? Is it from like Friday, March 7th to the next meeting?
I think it might vary based on, you know, if we get a request for material that's quite long, you know, we can
Okay.
give more time, you know, if it's an 800-page book,
Right, okay.
you know, we could not meet that following month, but say the month after.
Okay.
It all depends on the material and, you know, if there's specific, if it's a broad-ranging, this entire book, or just these certain,
Oh, sure,
you know.
okay, yeah. okay.
Passages.
And we'll
Yeah.
make that decision of how long it's
Yes.
going to, okay.
Yeah, when we're ready.
Yes.
essentially.
If it's a written decision within 30 days of receiving the formal request,
Oh, yeah, true.
is the formal request recent?
Well, no, because we had to put the committee together.
Okay,
So
so
that's,
as of now,
as
we
of
can
now,
accept
yes,
requests.
yes,
Okay.
But we
yes.
probably have the ability as a committee to extend it if we need it extended, right?
Yes.
Okay.
30 days is just to get someone, you know, an answer. But if it is, you know, I'm just, in the case that it is some extremely lengthy book, you
Right,
know,
okay.
realistically, we would need more time.
Yeah.
And I assume as we get going here, if we need to update the policy, that we'd be able to do so.
Yes, yes.
For the policy, you'd be able to recommend as a board to the council, then to, the council would be the one updating the policy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, but that's definitely a motion that the board could make, that we recommend that this policy be updated because we saw that this, you know, would work better. And then regarding the agenda packet, we'll put the request in the agenda packet and the title of the books. That'll be known for the public. And then when Jenny sends out the email about the agenda, we will give the process about how the board, the committee will get the books. We'll be able to review the books. We'll discuss that and have that outlined in the email. That's all I was going to add.
Thank you. Any other comments?
No, nothing further from me.
I'm good. We answered all the questions we came to discuss right now.
I
so-
guess one more, as far as I know, this refers to the Library Bill of Rights, freedom to view, things like that. Have those been, I know they're available online, I looked them this morning. Should they be entered formally as part of the board and what those policies are?
I'm not sure. Kristen?
Formally meaning you want to discuss those at the meeting. I believe they were mentioned in one of the, I'd have to look at the establishing resolutions, but I believe they were mentioned in one of the resolutions.
Yeah, and they're even mentioned in the policy.
Mm-hmm.
More just like if we should have copies, like printed copies distributed to the board or
I
available
see.
as part of the policy.
We can definitely do that. We can definitely have them printed with the policy we could put them in the agenda packet for the next meeting. We could put them printed in front of you. So when you're talking about the request at the next meeting, you'll have that right in front of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I motion that those are available in some form.
We can definitely have a motion for that, or we can just take the board's
do it.
direction for that and just make sure that we do that.
Okay.
So as long as the board has it, but we do have a motion and a second.
Yes.
So if the board would like to vote on that motion
I don't-
or resend,
I don't have the second.
it was,
I was.
Thank you.
Kelly, all in favor?
Oh, I need to brush up on my responsibilities here. All in favor?
Yes.
okay. And just for clarification, just you said in some form, so either in front of the board or even in the agenda packet, either or.
fine. Yep.
Okay, we'll make sure it is in the board as much as possible, in front of the board as much as possible.
Okay.
All right, anything else? Okay, so a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Adjourn.